Hello. It's been really, really, really slow. And I have nothing to talk about. So, I'm going to tell you guys a little story about something that happened in my past and something that happened when I was doing the day shift during Halloween week. So, more than 10 years ago now, probably close to 12, I used to be friends with these people. They called me part of their family. They would invite me to Christmas dinner and Thanksgiving and all of that. And I thought I was part of the family. I was very wrong. And anyway, me and the woman were really close, and I used to tell her, like, my feelings and some of my secrets. During that time, I really started struggling financially. I had a car accident and I had to buy a new car because I was a delivery driver and I couldn't work without a car, and without that, we were going to lose the apartment and we were going to lose everything. So really quickly, I found a car that I only had to put $500 down on because that's all I had on me, but then the monthly payments were like $350 a month, more than 10 years ago. So it was even more because minimum wage was so much less, and I was making so much less at my delivery job. I couldn't keep up with the payments. So I started doing some things on the side. I was a sex worker. I'm not going to go into any of the details because that's not what I'm here to talk about. It only gives context for what comes next. I told this lady because I was really struggling with it, and it was really deeply impacting me, the things that I was having to do to provide for my family. It was really traumatizing, honestly. And instead of having any sympathy for me or understanding where I was coming from or what I was struggling with, she basically told me I was gross and didn't want to do anything to do with me anymore. She told her husband told everybody that was a mutual friend. He told everybody, and everybody cut me off. Suddenly I was friendless and struggling and traumatized all at the same time. And that moment really, really deeply impacted me, and I still, to this day, more than 10 years later, this is why I don't make new friends. I have lots of acquaintances, lots of people that I'm friendly with, right? But I don't trust a single one of them to tell my deepest, darkest secrets to. Nuh-uh, never, ever again. Never again. I just can't trust anybody because I always have this deep down feeling that if they actually knew anything about me, they wouldn't like me, for real. So I had not seen these people in more than 10 years. I had still occasionally think about them, but I try not to. And I really tried to put it out of my head and just move on with my life, right? When someone doesn't want to be friends with you, that's okay, for whatever the reason was. Even if it hurt, you move on, and you don't bother them, and you move on. And that's what I did. I moved on. So 10 years later, I'm working here, and they came in. It was 11 o'clock in the morning. This is when I was doing the day shift during Halloween week. I saw these people, and I was like, are you fucking kidding me? I recognized them instantly, even though they're much older. The dude still looks like trash, like white trash, and he is driving this big ass fucking Hummer thing. It's ridiculous. But how much gas costs right now? Anyone driving those massive ass vehicles who are not actually using them for work, you're being ridiculous. And the lady came in, she was wasted. It's 11 o'clock in the morning, and she is trashed drunk. Barely can stand up drunk. Fortunately, she's not the one driving, but holy shit, lady, it's 11 o'clock in the morning. She came in, used the bathroom, did not recognize me at all. And while she was in the bathroom, I saw the dude sitting in his big ass truck, and a homeless lady walked up to him and probably asked him for money, and then he probably started yelling at her, because I see her walk up casually and calmly, say something to him. I see him say something back, and knowing how he is and his attitude and his personality, assuming he hasn't changed at all in the last 10 years, he probably said some really nasty things to her and told her to get the fuck out of his face or something like that, right? She gets mad and she starts screaming and just like, I can't hear exactly what they're saying, but she is screaming at him. He's yelling back. This goes on for 5 minutes, and then he drives around and pulls up closer to the door. And I'm just still sitting there like, I really hope he doesn't come in. I really hope he doesn't see me. I don't want him to recognize me. I don't want to talk to these people. They're fucking trash. And he comes in. The lady's still wasted. She comes out of the bathroom finally. She was in there for like 10 minutes, dude. She came out, and he started telling her about this crazy lady about, like, on the street. The lady had left. After he moved his car, she walked away, and I never saw her again. He's telling her about the crazy lady outside. She's like, wow, that's crazy. They buy some coffee at, like, Starbucks, whatever, things, and come up to the counter, and he does not look at me. And the whole time he's at the counter, he's just going like this. And I'm like, hey, you can scan your card now. Okay. And at the time, I thought he was just really rude to cashiers, because it's kind of the person he is. I have so many regrets. I have so many regrets in my life of ever trusting people that I shouldn't have trusted. Like, I should have known better that these people were trashy. But I so desperately wanted friends that... Anyway, he's not even looking at him. He's just staring off like this and, doing his card. And the pin pad happened to be having problems, so he was getting really mad at the pin pad because he was trying to poke at it and it wasn't working. He grabs the pen in anger and pokes the thing. And I'm just like, okay, have a nice day, thank you. And they walk off, and he doesn't say anything. She doesn't say anything. She doesn't recognize me. She's way too drunk. I assumed at the time that he didn't recognize me, but now that I'm thinking his behavior, he probably did, and he just didn't want to say anything. But there's that story. The shitty thing is, I keep thinking about it. I wish I could stop. I wish I could put it out of my head and just fucking move on with my life, right? Because this is so far in the past, it shouldn't still affect me, but it does. Because I don't trust people. I don't have friends. I have lots of people who probably consider me a friend to them, but I don't fully trust them. I just don't. I can't. How can I? Anyway, there's that lovely story. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Have a wonderful weekend. I will see you all on Monday. I'm so glad it's Friday. I'm so ready for this week to be over. I'm so tired. Bye.